Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to KwingsLetsPlays. How's everybody doing? Today is a special Gotham Knights co-op New Game Plus stream. This is going to be the Mr. Freeze full walkthrough. So all of Mr. Freeze, all in one place. So it should be pretty cool. If you guys could get those likes up, that'd be great. This is going to be a pretty chill stream. And we're ready to do this. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Click that notification bell. And yeah, we already went through the story. So we're doing Mr. Freeze.
Awesome.
Yep. May as well. It's freeze time. Yes.
It's time.
It's all Mr. Freeze. Which, I don't remember. Did we do,
Allow me to break the ice.
Actually, let's check our thingy. Okay, so I'm wearing this costume still. Case files, Mr. Freeze. Gotham City on ice. Oh, we did. We did this already? I don't remember doing all this stuff.
Mr. Freeze.
I don't remember. I thought we, so we did Gotham City, Return of the Belfry. I thought we, is this New Game Plus? Yeah. That's
yeah, we're on
weird.
New Game Plus.
That's weird.
Well, I'm going into Gotham City. I'm going to refill my coffee.
Return of the Belfry. I don't even remember doing the Mr. Freeze
So
stuff.
Luke and I were just watching a video of Brendan Fraser breaking down his iconic roles. And man, he is such a fun person that looks like they're not dead inside. Like one of the few people in Hollywood that looks like they're a human being. He looks just very, he just seems like a very kind person.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't remember, like, in our New Game Plus series doing all the Mr. Freeze stuff.
No, I don't think
It says we did it. That's really weird. Status in progress. I mean, maybe we did and I just wasn't paying attention. It's possible. I don't know.
I'm gonna fill up my...
Yeah, you do
coffee.
your coffee thing, and we'll do the Mr. Freeze boss. I'm just gonna kind of run around. I'm gonna change my outfit again because may as well. Need to have my fire stuff equipped anyway, so there's a fire there. Jason Todd looks adorable. Interesting.
So, you wanna tell people, I think we got our tree.
Yeah, our Christmas tree is here. So he was Shinobi. Black Ops I still don't have. Oh, that's weird. Beyond. Metal. Privateer. Ugh. Demon. You can't even see his face. He looks like he's wearing literally a ski mask on his face. Terrible. Year 1 is still locked. Suit cannot be... Why? Eternal, Titan, New Guard, Current, Knighthood, meh. Talon is still locked. Nightwatch, Shinobi. I guess Shinobi's it.
So maybe after this we can play Arkham Origins.
We are probably going to be doing Arkham Origins, yeah. We have to think of something. Yeah, it's depressing to see Pokemon not do as well as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be like... 2 weeks of Sonic numbers. Nope. It's like, it's floundering faster than, what's the
Sega does what Pokey don't.
Mario Rabbids had more of an audience attention and like more people per stream than Pokemon can. I guess people are very annoyed by Pokemon. That or like maybe YouTube found another way to bury us in the search engine even more. I don't know.
Yeah, what's weird is though, like, people are usually watching us play Pokemon and they're like getting super angry at us, like, you guys don't have the right moveset and stuff. And like, and then we actually took time to learn everything about Pokemon and get a lot better at it. And so now we don't really have to ask people as much about it. And we're just kind of doing it on our own. And we're like, oh, thanks for the advice, but we're going to do this grass type instead. Because I like this move better. And we're kind of doing it our own way. And, you know, we don't really need help from the chat as much. And like, you know, we're doing exactly what people are like, oh my gosh, you guys didn't know this move is, you know, you don't know which move is more powerful. Like, we learned a lot about it, so, because we didn't grow up with Pokemon. So, like, that's not, like, Luke and I, neither of us grew up with Pokemon. So, we learned a lot about it, and so, I mean, I'm a lot better at Pokemon now. I'm able to get through Pokemon without I could just easily look things up and, you know, figure out the different types and get through the game without any help.
Just here to play.
So, you know, we get better at the game and people don't watch, which is weird. Because usually people's main complaint was like, we didn't know anything about the game.
Yep.
Now we learned about the game and people don't watch, so it's weird. But, yeah, I think it's just the fact that people decide to stream right at the same time as we were streaming. But, I mean...
Yeah, people that don't usually stream on the weekend were streaming. It's like, so YouTube recommended them over us. Which sucks.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are Pokemon masters. Thank you so much, Gio. This is gonna be cooler than a popsicle, says Aoneko.
Yeah, question on Echo and all you other guys and gals. Do you remember us doing the Mr. Freeze stuff in New Game Plus? Because it's saying that we did everything except for the Mr. Freeze, like, you know, final area. Which is weird because I don't remember doing that. I mean, if it says we did it, I guess we did it, but I don't remember. Hello. That's what you get. Oh, sorry. Okay. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I also voice acted my heart.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Really good. It's all warmed up.
I stopped buying Pokemon games after ORAS, says Red Hood. Winked. Hello, Sons of Gaming. Hi, Justin Kelly. Good to see you, James. Brianna, Geo's
Hi,
World,
Brianna.
Later Gator, Frog, Smith, Alneco Games, Jade Rose, Game Kid, and Jacob Langwood. Great to see you. Red Hood Winked, Daniel, Geo's World, Titan, James, Jacob, Zachary, and Daniel and Timmy. Hope you guys are having a great day today.
Whoops.
Remember the body glitch, says Sons of Gaming.
Oh, there's been so many glitches in this game. Like, this game has so many glitches. I don't even know what to tell you.
Luke was having a fun time. Like, he was like, why are people excited for Gotham Knights? I thought people thought the game was glitchy, but I was like, well, yeah, it is, but people are excited to see us play it because it's a Batman game. It's fun to watch, even though the game isn't the, you know, perfect. It's still fun to watch.
Alright, I'll invite you.
I don't know.
What thing are you looking for?
This.
Send you an invite. Sent you an invite again. And another invite. Because I can. I know you're there. And they're just kind of hanging out in the game.
The game is a glitch itself, says Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Probably true. Although, probably not as glitchy as Pokemon, honestly. I feel like Pokemon is glitching all the time. Which is weird.
Yep. Marvel Snap. Everybody talking about Marvel Snap. Yep.
I used to be really good at knowing what games everyone was so into, but now it's very difficult to know because it feels like every game has their own unique audience. And I mean, we used to play like every new game coming out, and we still basically do. But it's really hard to tell. I almost feel like our channel is niched with like...
I'm trying to get like a good shot of his suit.
I think it has to do with the fact that we usually, you know, and I'm very thankful that we did get the game one day early. That I was very thankful for help, you know, with people helping us behind the scenes to make sure to do that. And, you know, without that, we wouldn't have gotten any views at all for Pokemon. But, like, the fact that it's like now you have to get it 2 weeks early and you have to, like...
There was no, like, they had to use,
like
they had to use black market stuff.
How would you get the game 2 weeks early? You go rob somebody? Like, how would you...
Mom and pop store.
How would you do that?
All kinds of stuff.
There's an embargo on it. You can't get it. And I'm surprised that, you know, Nintendo didn't take down the videos from...
Apparently somebody says Nintendo, like, dropped their embargo or something like that, and then everybody just started... It might be they dropped their embargo because they realized the game wasn't going to do as well or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Like, they never do that. Nintendo never ever drops the embargo until, like, you know, absolutely necessary.
It just shows exactly what we have said. Like, that you know, it all depends. It really doesn't depend on the quality of your playthrough. It really depends on when you post the playthrough. Like, you could be the worst commenter, you could have the worst gameplay in the world, and you could post the game 2 weeks early and you get every view. Because it really depends on how fast you get your game done, how fast you post the playthrough. Yep. It's really more about speed than quality.
Yep, that's why they call it a rat race. I believe that's the term. Alright, so we'll go back to the Belfry, and I guess we'll do the Mr. Freeze thing.
I believe you are right.
I believe you are correct.
Quite right.
Yep.
So hopefully you guys are having a great night. Honestly, Luke and I are just happy to not play Pokemon right now.
Well, I like the Pokemon.
I like it, but it's just too happy for me. Like, I just... It's just like, yeah, and here's another cute animal. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't... Like, I feel more relaxed playing this game.
I don't remember doing any of the Mr. Freeze stuff. This is really
Reports of another seismic
driving me
event
crazy.
at Wayne Manor has Gotham City on edge.
That's Clayface. Well, where's
The
Mr. Freeze?
already collapsed estate of the late Bruce Wayne has been closed to the public since it was destroyed earlier this year.
It's the Batman thing.
Hi, John Doe. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. Hi, James. Hi, Alneko. I have no idea what games I'm gonna get for Christmas, but Pokemon Violet is on my list. Awesome, Alneko. I wish I had time to make a quick Christmas game list.
Hang on.
Did you find anything else about Mr. Freeze at Quartz Labs?
Not really. But whatever he has planned, he was willing to kill Dr. Upshot over it. At least we've got the disruptor.
If we could track down what Freeze took from the lab, it would give us a better idea of what we're dealing with.
Red Hood Winged has something to say. One second.
Sketchy pills and sketchy doctors. My favorite. Did it lead anywhere?
The website for the mysterious Dr. Q seems to have vanished, but we'll keep looking.
I think it's safe to assume Harley's up to something. But what?
Is that not always the question with Dr. Quinzel?
Yeah. Thanks, Alfred. Let me know if you find anything.
Of course.
You're doing the Mr. Freeze missions too, Blair? Awesome. Alright, Alneko says this is gonna be cooler than a popsicle, and Red Hood Winked says, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Thank you for that.
I'm gonna make sure that, no, Ambi had it on free roam stuff. Okay. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just checking some stuff. I wanted to see Marvel Snap. Don't want to know that. We had to have done some stuff with Mr. Freeze. Had to have. Kane beat down after Talia, Jason's power, rescue allies. Where is Talia?
We almost had him back.
So that was episode 6. It had to be episode 5
to say goodbye.
of our
That's more than you get with most people.
Gotham City free roam.
But it's not fair what Talia did. How are you not angry about that?
Oh, I'm furious at Talia. For everything. And someday, I'll make sure she's held accountable for what she's done. But Bruce wouldn't want me to be angry right now. He'd want me to carry on. Like he'd want all of us to.
4? Try episode 4 and see if that had Mr. Freeze stuff in it. I'm just checking our previous episodes. So, trying to... Cutscene. Stop the regulators. Yeah, apparently on our 4th stream of New Game Plus, we did most of Mr. Freeze's stuff.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
I know.
I do believe we have a guest.
More like a pest. That damn thing never shuts up.
It wouldn't be the first cat to find its way past the bat's walls.
Alfred's hair is black again.
Got eyes on the little
Yeah,
freeloader.
that's weird.
Not
Magic.
yet, but I suspect if we start leaving food out for him, we may find ourselves with a new addition to the Bat family.
I'll ask one of the others to swing by the pet store after their next patrol. A cat in the Belfry. Guess it's not the worst thing.
Is that all the Alfred stuff? Apparently it's all the Alfred stuff.
Chatting with Alfred. Talking with Alfred. Doobie-doo.
No.
So, you guys, our weird short with Jason Todd walking up the stairs apparently got blocked in some countries.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Like, apparently us making fun of Jason Todd was, like, inappropriate.
We got,
Even though it's literally the character model walking animation, that's the problem.
yeah, they blocked the video, and then everything was fine. Cutscene, sweetie.
All units, shootout in progress at Elliott Center.
Multiple accidents. Too many. We can't respond to them all.
Is there something in the weather report about an ice age?
Be advised, extreme weather event in progress.
Temperatures have fallen 60 degrees in just minutes. An extreme cold front?
Weather doesn't do that. Not without some help.
Freeze.
Freeze can make weather now?
Freeze can make weather now.
The storm is localized around Elliott Center. We need to get there now.
Bat Rangers, mobilize! It just kind of feels like the side missions were just kind of like the afterthought. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we probably should do something with that.
The, what got blocked, Sons of Gaming? It was the, our short making fun of Jason Todd and his walk animation up the stairs. Where we were just like, doobie doop 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 doop. Like, he just looked dumb walking up the stairs. Like, he didn't look, his animation looked like it was from a long time ago. Like, it.
Yeah, they really cut this off. Like, before, you were actually able to travel on your bike. Like, in the alpha build of this game, you actually got to drive around and dodge icicles coming your way, and you can't do anything. Like, it's literally, oh, Mr. Freeze's story mission is just, like, right there. If you try to drive away, then the game is like, oh, you're out of the playable area. No hazards, nothing comes after you. You know? It's just kind of... It's a little disappointing, because they made it look so exciting before. It was like, oh, okay, there's, you know, really stuff to be worried about here. Mr. Freeze is taking over, and now it's just like, it's like a quick little, you know, thing over there. And the thing is, it made the game a little bit more exciting when they did it that way.
On the roof. Must be Freeze.
I'll share on social media.
Time for a closer look.
Oh, you're fine.
All units at Elliott Center, air support inbound.
Oh my mission.
Wait, how are these guys? I thought it was beating up on these dudes. Seriously, that's... I thought I raised the difficulty. Options. Yeah, I did.
Thought you did.
Raise it again, just for fun.
Yeah.
Hostiles opening fire
There we
on
go.
upper floors. Air support, can you do a fly around?
I mean, we got the... oh, look, am I supposed to be here?
You can do whatever you want. Just kind of hanging out. So yeah, like, increasing the difficulty, all it does is just make everything, like, last longer.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, necessarily make the characters have better moves. It just means, like, your armor's weaker, and, you know, actual fights with characters are going to be prolonged.
Oh yeah, I remember doing this on Nightwing.
Yep, we did it with Nightwing and Batgirl, totally. Don't care about ambush takedowns, doesn't bother me. But yeah, literally in the alpha build, Mr. Freeze was shooting things at you from atop his tower while you were like revving your motorcycle up here, and instead they just made it like kind of this quick little access thing.
Worse. I recommend you find a way inside Elliott Center quickly.
Boingy.
Don't worry.
Boingy.
GCPD chopper took care of that.
Boingy. I actually think too they had like they had police officers frozen more. Yeah, there you go. So you can see there's some people frozen.
Oh wow.
Dispatch, we got an officer down here.
Yep. Alright, let's move up. Moving on up in the world. I'm coming. Hi. Squeeze through, Red Hood. Enter the ice shell. Dramatic walking. Dramatic walking is the best. At this moment.
Whee!
Yeah, you go have fun there, Robin.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo!
Surprise! There you go. He's toast.
I mean, after fighting the Talons and Blackgate, it's like this. Well, I guess Mr. Freeze will be annoying. I forgot.
Yeah, he's annoying just because of how long of a boss fight he is. Really, nothing else to it. Whoops. Wait, how do you emote?
Daniel's saying, did Mr. Freeze have a different voice during the alpha build of this?
No. Sounded like he had to... Oh, dancing is locked. Heroic pose. Well, how do I pose heroically?
Yeah,
How do I even use your emotes? Confirm, select, heroic pose? What? That's not a heroic pose.
I didn't see him pose all.
I didn't see him pose at all either. Well, do something. I hit A. That's his pose? That's it. That's his heroic pose. Are you serious? Unavailable. Why? Why is your heroic pose unavailable? What else do you do? No.
Hi, Princess Emmy. Hi, Monkey D. Luffy. Hi, everyone.
No. Why give them Fortnite emotes? I don't understand.
Luke, why did they do anything they did in this game?
Okay then. I don't know. Alright, I'm ready to go. Sorry.
I forgot which way we're supposed to go.
We go this way. Wait, no. I came from this way. I think we go this way. Whoops. Mostly sure.
No,
no, we already came from there. No, sorry.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Just go down this way.
Oh my gosh.
And grapple up over
Thank you
here.
for the highlighted message on Garrett. I appreciate that so much.
Hey, Garrett.
Alright, Garrett says, I don't know why no one can write Mr. Freeze well anymore. We haven't had a good Freeze story in comics, shows, movies, or games since Arkham, says Garrett.
Yep.
Remember for 7 months. Thank you so much, Garrett. Thank you, Garrett the Viking. Appreciate that so much.
He's on fire. Oops. Ow.
Garrett says before that we hadn't had a good Freeze since the DCA year.
Yep.
Great job on the 80 likes, everyone.
Yep. And Batman the Animated Series is what made Mr. Freeze who he is. Because before he just had a random, generic origin story. He wasn't a scientist, he wasn't married. Just a villain who was accidentally, you know, got doused with some frozen chemicals and became a villain, and then used diamonds to keep himself alive or whatever, supposedly. The story kept changing and it just wasn't really interesting. So, like, if it wasn't for Paul Dini...
This is Belfry. The
What is that guy
GCPD is
doing?
pulling back the
Oh, I just kicked him in the face.
due
I
to the
didn't know.
severity of
Like,
the
nah,
storm.
no.
Yeah, figures. Gotta keep going.
Yeah, figures. Gotta keep going. Let's go up. Up and away, Web.
Robin is like 30 feet behind you. I know,
Sniper! Oh, it's you. Okay. Whatever. Seriously? Just trying to motivate you.
Thank you for showing me.
You're welcome. I'm showing you by shooting you in the face. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah.
When you feel cold, your legs hurt.
No.
Belfry.
My nose. My nose.
The weight
Runs.
of the ice may be making the building unstable.
Great. Crushed and frozen. That weather machine has to go.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just don't know how you can stand it so cold. You
Oh,
are literally Mr. Krabs.
I thought that I could slide underneath them, like Arkham style.
Like, I don't even know what the temperature is in this house.
That's a good
It's
question.
64 degrees in here something.
Oh, I was gonna grab him.
Oh, sorry.
Stupid Robin.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Should I see what temperature is? The air conditioning is on, right?
No, air conditioner's not on. Says it's 20 degrees outside.
Wow. And the heat is not on in here, is it?
You can put the heat on. It was smoking before. It might be fine now.
Well, you
Try.
don't want it on.
Well, I mean, I smelled smoke before.
Well,
May as well put it on. We're gonna have to put it on tonight anyway. Can't have it be 20 degrees. You can go turn the heat on.
I don't know why, but when you said that, that reminded me of Rachel Dawes saying, "Can't save everyone."
I don't understand.
That was one of her lines from the movie.
Which movie?
I don't know. Batman Begins. Can't save everyone.
Can't save everyone.
I don't even know where you went.
I'm at the ice rave. I'm walking through smoke and stuff.
I'm here, and I can't.
Follow my bullet trail.
I am following you there.
Follow the diamond.
I am right here. There's a diamond saying go here. There's nowhere for me to go.
Can't help that you got lost again.
I am not lost.
You're not lost. Okay, so then where am I? Oh no, cutscene. Whoa! Oh yeah, perfect landing.
I won't say a word.
Won't say a word about my perfect landing. Call this section perfect landing. You put the heat on now, little one? Okay.
If I'm little one, you're cold one.
I am cold. What is this? Predator map. Predator map. Cool.
Oh, Justin Kelly's got Batman emotes in the chat.
Do I have a dab? I can do more emotes. Okay, select emote.
Hot take, I never liked Rachel Dawes in the Dark Knight movies. Says one of the most boring love interest Batman's ever had.
Look at me.
That's a hot take, Garrett. That's a hot take.
Hey, Robin, where are you at? Come on. I'm really yeah. Come on, seriously, let's go. What's going on?
Doing an emote?
I am doing an emote. I am super annoyed with how tardy you are. Okay, let's go. Ow!
I don't know how to do emotes.
I will teach you some other time.
You must teach me.
You must teach
Of course,
you.
I am your replacement, so I am better than you, Jason.
Okay, then you can figure out how to emote yourself.
Huh? Okay, I'm emoting right now. It says you're friendly. That can't be right.
Well, okay, that was my only emote, okay. Red Hood discovers emotes.
I don't know how to do an emote.
Okay, press over here on this joystick or gamepad, and then go over to the little emote thingy. And then you pick cheer, point to self. Yes!
Luke, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm ready to see some emotes. Wow me. That's your what is that?
This guy who's the most lovable superhero in the world. This guy.
I regret showing you now. I have so much regrets now.
Who's the guy with a red hood but a lovable heart? This guy.
Uh-huh.
Who's the guy that got killed but brought back to life and now much happier? This guy!
Wait, he's happier?
I don't know.
Alright, perform silent takedowns, I suppose. One. Please don't. I'm actually trying to do stuff. I'm gonna do an emote on the dude's body. Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Lights out.
Wow. I
Here
turned
we
off
go.
subscriber mode for like 1 sec. Oh wait, no, they got past subscriber mode. Holy cow.
Oh, I'm gonna do an emote on this.
Don't you
guy's
hate
body.
when the bots like get past subscriber mode? Super annoying.
Something there.
Nope, nobody here.
Okay, ready? Woo!
Wow, that's how did you do that?
It's one of my emotes. I'm just hanging out.
I mean, that's Robin, you were spotted.
I was? Oh, it says I can't do any emotes right now.
Yeah, you were spotted.
How
Way to
could
go.
they spot me? I was being completely inconspicuous.
Right. You were being very... Actually, you were literally standing up on your staff and they saw you.
How could they see me while I was doing an emote? I should be immune.
Let's see. Because they saw your head peeking up here when you should have been crouching.
Hey, if emotes were not an important part of the game, and it was made in seen, why would they put them in the game? That's the developer's fault.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Go down, lady. There we go. She's down. She's down. You got her. Good job, Tiger. Okay, let's move forward.
I wish I could say Will Smith's line from Men in Black when he calls him Tiger, but I don't. He didn't like being called Tiger.
What? Men in...
I thought that was his nickname.
Never take an elevator in an emergency.
I don't remember.
You'd rather take the stairs? This will be fun.
Hey, how did... Oh.
YOLO!
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, you're right next to me.
Shimmy across, fool.
Oh my
Shimmy
God.
across!
I'll bet these cables lead to freeze in his machine.
My gosh, Amber.
I'm gonna find out now. I have
Stay cool, civilians.
There's something to live for.
Oh wait, this is the Elliott Tower.
Belfry, what's happening out there?
Countless dead, and the temperature's still falling.
Damn it. I'm coming for you, Freeze.
Why is he even attacking Elliott Tower? Wouldn't he go after Wayne Tower or something like that? Meh. Meh.
That's a good point. Like, why would he attack a random tower?
I don't know, something to do.
Maybe Elliott Towers were Ferris wheels?
Nope, there's no Ferris Boyle in this universe. I don't believe. They already changed Mr. Freeze's origin again. So Mr. Freeze was transformed during a police raid now.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So instead of Ferris Boyle, the scientist, being the main villain, now it's the police. Why don't they just have the police? If they're gonna do that, why don't they just have the police be the villain of every story?
Don't give them ideas, Amber.
Oh wait.
Planted the field disruptor. It's charging.
Get away from my storm engine!
No.
What? This piece of junk? Clear out now, or you'll regret it.
Irrelevant! I already have what I need! A storm has risen over Gotham. Nothing can stop it.
You're gonna pay for what you've done here.
You're fine. Just shoot him. I mean, hit him.
Well, you're gonna shoot him.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot him a lot.
I'll just do my emoji.
So, again, playing this boss on hard, the only thing that you see that's different is how long it takes to hurt him. Like, nothing changes about his moveset or anything like that. Just how long it takes you to beat him. Not really a challenging thing. What makes it challenging is you run out of stamina. It literally takes you forever to beat him.
Flip away!
Oh, flip away.
It's just such a weird moveset.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. What happened to you? Yeah, probably don't do that. At least they give Jason, like, unlimited ammo. Oh, he went up there. You know what that means.
You know what that means.
Dodge the laser time! The stupidest part of this boss fight. I found another way. Don't get hit by the lasers. Oh, now he's... See, this is the missiles you were supposed to dodge while you were driving. Which made more sense, right? Next laser wave.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh.
Those aren't the ones that'll kill you, it's the red ones.
I don't even know how to get it.
Red lasers incoming! Oh wait.
Can I duck to get rid of
Oh,
it?
nope, we're fine. Back to shooting him again. Hi, Freeze! I'm Red Hood! Wait, that wasn't very intimidating, was it? Missed me.
I'm Red Hood! Oh, you're the Red Hood from the first Legacy.
What?
You're a terrible voice.
Oh, right, yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, he's gonna shoot me. That's alright. I probably shouldn't move for that. He's on fire, literally. Look at that. He's super mad. Oh, no, he made me all icy. Ah! I don't want to be all icy. Please don't. You missed. Would you like to try again? Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. You're in trouble now, Amber. Oh, you have no health left. You're doomed. Aha, you wasted all your health. You did waste all your health. Oh! You might be able to change it now. Oh, shoot.
Change my suit right now?
Hi! Yeah, you can probably change your suit. Just probably not around him though. Might want to wait.
I change my suit? It changes in real time. There will be no way to pause.
I mean, you can run away and I can attack him. See if you can find a stronger suit. You already have a strong suit equipped. Ow. Bang, bang, ba-bang, bang, bang, ba-bang, bang, ba-bang. You will die here, so you say.
I don't really know.
He's running away from us. What is going on?
It's not letting me.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm reloading.
Sorry, I failed.
I can't believe you, Amber. So much failing. Still a little time. Uh-oh. Speaking of failing, here comes the lasers.
The field disruptor is nearly charged. I'm afraid there isn't much time.
There's not much time to get struck by lasers.
Behold! Gotham without Batman. A disaster. A lost
Oh
cause.
crap. I'm slow. I'm Red Hood. Yeah, this is the one I hate. Those will kill you in one hit. Crap. Told you. Surrender to the ice and snow. Surrender to the laser light show. Robin, where are you? Yeah, I know you do. You're gonna have to just shut your trap. Because I don't want to help you. Look at how slow I run. Oh crap. No! Whoa! I don't know where to run! Holy crap! Ah! Oh! That was a good job! How is this good job? Explain to me how this is a good job.
I'm just trying to be positive.
Okay, well that's something. Shut up, Boy Wonder. There, get up. Ow. Some replacement. Aha, you're frozen. Did we forget how to hit the A button? I think so. See, this is why you wish you had guns, isn't it?
No, I'm a superhero. I don't need guns.
Superheroes use guns. Yeah. Mostly. I mean, Jason does. Take some of this. Some of that. You like that? Nah, you missed. Look at that, I'm punching you in the face. How do you like that? Look at Jason doing all the work here.
I'm flipping around.
That's great, Amber. Good job. Jason's literally carrying this team.
I'm flipping awesomely.
What's going on, Mr. Freeze? Just chilling here?
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain. Oh no! Well, I probably should have seen that coming. Oh! That was a cheap shot, guy. You know it. Boom, boom, boom. Behold my power. Ow. Red Hood's gun. Yeah, distract him, Boy Wonder. Your death won't be in vain. I can't believe you, Amber. Aye!
Rescue me.
Now I just have anybody to mess with except for ouch!
I'm right behind him.
I can't believe this guy. Die! Oh my gosh, yeah, we got him.
I don't know if that deserves a clap.
Does that deserve a clap? I mean, that was hard mode. Good job.
Not so tough now, huh, Freeze?
System overload. Cryogel cycling offline. Hard reset required.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah.
System reset successful. Cryogel cycling online.
You dead in there?
You should have let me die. It would have been so much easier for you.
2022 is the year they keep ruining Mr. Freeze.
It doesn't sound like something Mr. Freeze would do.
The weather machine is offline and the storm is clear.
You have no idea what they did in the comics recently.
An ungrateful bastard.
I will tell you.
Should have let him die. Maybe he's right.
Victor always had the potential to bring disaster to Gotham. Until tonight, a kernel of humanity stopped him.
And now, it's up to me.
Oh, you're in my cutscene.
Whoa, I'm finally in your
Red Hood's partner. Yes.
I thought he was supposed to have a second form.
Oh, he does. We have to do the Blackgate thing now.
Oh. Thanks, guys. Thanks, James. Thanks, Crossfighter. People said good job. Thank you, guys.
Let's talk to Alfred. Alfred Chat.
We've got Freeze locked up, but his cryo weapons are still out on the streets.
It will take more than that for the regulators to relinquish such impressive technology.
They won't. So we have to find their stockpiles and get rid of the guns.
Time for a chat with your regulator friends, then?
They'll be so glad to see me.
Whoa, Alfred has, like, disappearing powers.
Maybe that's where Batman gets it from.
Maybe. Warming up. The regulators claim the cauldron as their territory. Once used their compass to AR to find informants. Don't care. Find Mr. Freeze on thin ice. Interrogate the regulators. Cool. Alright, let's go interrogate the regulators. Ready?
Awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
Gonna be, Luke?
And then I can explain to you how they ruined Mr. Freeze.
No.
Yep.
I don't want to know, Loki.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
Okay. How DC ruined Freeze.
Oh,
okay. So, there is a new comic book called, I believe it's like Origins, or I forget the name of it. I think it's called like Villain Origins or something like that. And basically, you know how Paul Dini made Mr. Freeze this very relatable character that was your average Joe who was a scientist who worked for a corporation making like some type of cryotech stuff.
Yeah.
And the big billionaire wasn't really too thrilled with that, came in, shut down the experiment because, you know, the scientist guy was misusing company funds. He was supposed to be making something else, and instead he was trying to advance medical science. Like, so he was technically doing something illegal, but he was doing something for the greater good. But his boss found out about it and shut down the experiment. Nora was sealed inside of her ice chamber, and Mr. Freeze went through the horrible accident.
Yep.
Okay, so in this version of Mr. Freeze's origin, the police interrupt his experiment, and he is transformed into the villain. But before that, Nora has a type of cancer. No longer a made-up disease. She has cancer now.
Okay.
And Mr. Freeze is rewritten as a misogynistic, controlling husband that won't let Nora have a life. Nora, for him, is supposed to be this woman that's supposed to be barefoot and have babies. Like, she's not allowed to have a career. He is very abusive.
Why would they write that into the story? That has nothing to do with...
Right, well, I can explain why they do that, because most of these people who write, they only know one way of writing. They come from broken homes. They come from loveless marriages. They come from never experiencing love or like any type of good things in their life. All they know is terrible things. Like, so they basically use that as their writing because they don't know how to write good characters.
May I ask, is it a woman or a man writer?
It's a man writer this time. Like, the guy who ruined Mr. Freeze is a man writer. But
why would a man want
he's kind of loony.
to see men as so terrible like that?
I don't know why he wrote Mr. Freeze like that. So yeah, Mr. Freeze is basically an abusive husband, and the only time he starts caring for Nora is when she gets very sick. And then he tells her that there's like some type of experimental thing that he is going to find a way to save her, and then Mr. Freeze's origin still plays out pretty much the same.
Good to see you, Red Hood.
More or less.
In their original story, didn't Nora not have any kids?
Nora had no kids, no.
So then they completely changed the story.
They didn't have any kids in this universe either. There's the person writing it is saying that they wanted Mr. Freeze, he wanted his wife to just be like a housewife, because remember, for people in society today, a housewife is like the worst thing you can be. Like, because, like I said, they don't know any other way. They see that basically regular marriage between a man and a woman, they see it as kind of like slave stuff. Like, the woman is enslaved to the man. Like, this is how these people write this stuff. So Nora is this woman that is she loves her husband a lot, but at the same time, you know, she isn't allowed to see her friends. When she's sick, he doesn't allow her family to visit her.
But
he does a lot of out of character stuff.
But modern marriage can't be slavery, because nobody has a gun to her head to agree to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were some cultures where a woman was sold as a wife, but in today's society, you weren't sold to be a wife. You say I do, so you would decide to be married. It doesn't make any sense. This can't be slavery if you agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you're struggling with thugs? I'll lower the difficulty.
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I was just trying to listen to you.
Okay, well, I'll keep going.
To what you were saying.
So, when she gets very sick, it's shown that he really loves her, and you see kind of like the classic Mr. Freeze, where, you know, he's doing everything he can to save her because he's not ready for her to go, and Nora tells him that she wants to die because she's had a horrible life with him, and she doesn't want to be around, and he can't let go of her.
Whoa, wow, this is getting so demented and dark.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be around, and she wants him to move on with his life because he's a brilliant, you know, scientist, but at the same time, she wants to be free because she hasn't been free. She's even on her deathbed, like, he's there, and she can't see her friends and family, and
but why couldn't she see her friends and family?
Because he said no.
But couldn't she just leave then?
No, she's too sick. She's on her deathbed.
But she should have, at some point, if he was that bad, left before then.
She told herself he was going to get better.
But at some point, like, if you're at the point where you feel like dying, then you're going to have to get to the point where you're going to have to... that makes her look like such a weak character.
Yeah, but not only that. So they write Mr. Freeze to be that way, right? In this, like, new DC Comics. This is current. This just happened. So then, I'm serious.
I can't believe this.
Well, it gets worse.
How weak do they think women are that we couldn't leave if we wanted to?
It gets worse. So after she's, you know, the whole Mr. Freeze thing happens, the experiment, she gets trapped inside the thing and, you know, put in a cryostasis, and he gets turned into Freeze, except turned into Freeze by the police because, you know, police are bad, according to, you know, modern people. Later on, when Batman and Robin, aka Dick Grayson, who's 8 years old, which it's great that they put Dick Grayson back as 8 years old as Robin, because that was kind of like an important thing, right? When he's fighting Mr. Freeze, Robin has this like very sad thing that, you know, he feels bad for Mr. Freeze because Mr. Freeze is this guy who, you know, he's doing everything he can because his wife is like in cryostasis. So basically, Robin has the right idea of what the audience originally had for Mr. Freeze. He's a sympathetic villain. And then Mr. Freeze is like, no, you don't understand. He says, my relationship with my wife has never been better. We don't fight anymore. I don't have to worry about her cheating on me and going out with her friends.
Why would he say that out loud?
He says like this whole demented monologue.
Even if he was that evil, no one evil would actually say they're evil playing out loud like that.
Right.
That's even if he hated his wife, he wouldn't tell it to an 8-year-old kid.
I know.
He would just keep pretending like.
I know.
Why would you reveal that you are secretly like?
Thank you.
that doesn't make any sense because even in marriages like that where the guy like does everything and he wants his wife to be at home, if it really was like, did he hit her or did
No.
wow.
No,
So
not
he
not
didn't,
not physical abuse.
So literally the only thing that he's really done is tell her what to do, but in reality she could leave if she wanted to. Like, that doesn't make so much of this doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, it is written by morons.
So much of this doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I mean, some women like being moms and being at home. I don't understand why. I mean, if she didn't want to be, but the fact that it's just the idea, like, oh, I just want her to be barefoot and pregnant all the time.
No. That's what the artist, like the writer, said. He never says those words.
Oh, I'm so confused. I'm so sorry. So, like, basically what he's saying is he wants his wife to stay at home.
They make him out to be a Twitter villain, like what Twitter thinks like straight people are like.
But this is the thing, like, that he doesn't understand about marriage is like everyone. When you get married, both of you are imperfect. Like, you're both gonna have your imperfections. Like, a lot of women want their husbands to...
Oh, interrogate that guy, honey.
Oh, I don't...
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Continue your thought.
It's just like a lot of women, when they first get married, they want their husbands to always pay attention to them, always take time for them, always talk to them, always look at them when they're speaking, always... you know, take several weekends at a time to help, you know, to go and, you know, help them go shopping and stuff. And it takes a while for women to realize that guys sometimes need to work and they don't have time for that. And it takes a while for women to realize, oh, he doesn't not care about me. He's actually doing work to keep us alive to pay the rent. So I feel like women and men both have expectations for marriage, and you as you are married, as you continue to be married for a while, you work things out. That's the beauty of marriage, is you work things out and you realize, hey, both our expectations are unrealistic from the beginning. Like, even if Mr. Freeze did want his wife to stay home and she didn't want to, that's the beauty of marriage. She could be like, hey, you know what? I really love you and you want me to stay home, but I really want to work and I know you love me. We'll work this out and we'll figure it out. It's not a villainous thing to want your wife to stay home. It's a nice thing that you'd want to take care of her. It's not...
Right, but
it's actually not a villainous idea. You could just work it out and you could explain your side of it and be like,
babe,
hey, I would really like to have a job, and the person like, well, I really want you to stay home. I wanted to take care of you. I know, but I want to do this. And we can compromise. And that's what marriage is, compromise.
Right, but I'm saying the people who write this stuff, they view normalcy as bad. They don't, they think that there's some type of like secret evil between normal relationships.
No,
they think there's something that, right, I know that. But I'm saying they write that. They write,
that's crazy. They're acting crazy.
They think that if a couple's been married for like longer than 5 years, then one of them is secretly abusive and holding the other one hostage.
True. They've learned to compromise and love each other.
So, yeah, he's telling Robin his evil plan, or like how he's so happy that, you know, his wife is... He literally keeps her in there as a prisoner because their relationship has never been better. And it's a complete 180 from... Remember how they ruined Mr. Freeze in New 52? Like, Mr. Freeze, they took his origin, but they spun it on its head. Instead, he was simping for this, like, woman from the 1950s named Nora, who was, like, not Mr. Freeze's wife, but he was so demented in his delusions that he believed Nora was his wife. So they let Mr. Freeze be married again, but they interpreted marriage based on 2022 standards of their delusional insanity.
Well, it's like, how are these people born? Because they must be born from someone, because...
They come from broken marriages.
It's just so weird. Like, they didn't have parents of their own that loved each other. It's so weird.
They come... Like, the dude who's writing this is... I believe he's been divorced, as well as he's from a divorced home. So, like, he... And also, like, he's what's known as an ally. So he's, like, one of those weirdos.
Yeah, it's called? Like that
what they call it, a male ally. So when you see that kind of stuff on their bio, then you know they're nuts.
It's the guy from Jingle All the Way that was with all the neighbor women and trying to get Jamie's parents to get divorced.
Oh, Tom Arnold? Yeah.
Yeah. He said that's what I hate about people that are white knights online is that you have actual men that are literally, you know, working 9 to 5, taking care of their wife and kids. And then these women are online like, oh, my husband doesn't have time to talk to me because he's too busy working, you know, 40 to 80 hours a week and working hard to take care of us. And it's like there's this rando online that's like, I know how you feel and I'll sit here and talk to you. Of course you will because you don't have a job.
There's more to the story, sweetheart.
Of course you're ready to be a white knight because you don't have to work or anything. You're just sitting here on the internet with nothing to do. Of course you're ready to be a listening ear.
So the reason why they made Mr. Freeze the way he is now, like kind of like this, you know, really bad husband and stuff like that, is because basically his wife, when he does free her, she takes all this stuff, which felt like out of character for her. Like, people didn't really understand it, but now it makes sense. Like, basically, one of the things that I hated that they did with Mrs. Freeze is they turned her into a supervillain in the pre-Flashpoint world. Like, she had the power of Lazarus or something like that, and she became a villain. She had 2 different versions. She had, like, these fire powers, or... you know, she had like Lazarus powers or whatever, and she was driven insane. So in this one, Mr. Freeze saves Nora, like in the current, you know, like fast forward to the current DC universe. He saves Nora in the current, you know, universe where they changed Tim Drake and all this other stuff. So he saved her, and then she becomes Mrs. Freeze and undergoes the same experiment that turned Mr. Freeze into who he is. Like, she's literally exactly like him. They're like a Bonnie and Clyde couple until later on she betrays him. She takes a serum that is used by Batman to immobilize Freeze, and she says, like, you're my biggest weakness because you love me so much that you did all this stuff to save my life, and I hate you for it. And, like, she nearly kills Mr. Freeze by injecting the serum into him. What? Yep. And then she becomes, like... because he's basically either dying now or he has to be in, like, absolute 0 temperatures.
Why would he be a weakness because he loved her too much?
Because he kept her from, you know, fulfilling her... whatchamacallit. Like, he kept her from her life. Even though he saved her life, he kept her from it or something like that. Yeah, so she basically tries to kill him. Batman has to save Freeze, and at last I heard, Mrs. Freeze is now, like, essentially the Mr. Freeze character.
Wait, this is the same one that was supposedly the housewife that you just told me about? Like,
yep.
Why? This doesn't make any sense.
I know, that's why the people who are writing DC Comics today are terrible writers.
Why? If she had the ability to do all that, then why would she even... If you're really in that... I mean, I'm not trying to be this person, but, like, if you're really in a relationship you don't like, just leave. Why would you have to blame somebody for your problems and take it out on them and be like, oh, you kept me from this and I'm upset. Well, get over it and move on with your life then.
Right.
Like, why would you then go and try to hurt them after that? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
So, pretty much, people at DC right now, they don't know how to write compelling characters. They don't know how to write tragic characters. All they know how to do is basically take stereotypes that they see online, and they hear people on Twitter complaining about. I'm serious.
Yeah,
and
yeah. One person complained, oh my god.
Right. So, Mrs. Freeze, essentially is the new Mr. Freeze. And, Mr. Freeze had to team up with Batman to try to save his wife. So what I like about the pre-52, like, villainous Nora is, Nora was driven insane because of, you know, Mr. Freeze trying to revive her. But in this universe, Nora Freeze is completely sane, and she allowed her husband to essentially turn her into Mrs. Freeze. And then, as a way of thanking him later on, when they were going to be caught by Batman, she essentially almost murders her husband, and then basically relents how much she doesn't like him because of how much he loves her. And it was just...
That doesn't make any sense.
Right, yeah, I know. It's dumb.
That doesn't even make it... That line in it itself doesn't make any sense. I hate you because you love me? What?
Yeah.
How twisted and demonic is that? What is going on?
It's pretty disturbing.
I don't even understand. It's not only that I don't understand morally, I don't even understand in my mind, like logically, what they're saying. Like, I don't even understand that. It's not that I don't understand why that's happening. I don't even understand what's happening. I don't even get. I cannot even hardly even comprehend the story.
What story?
It doesn't make any sense. Nothing even makes sense. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What? Why would you... They're just making her, like, so obsessed. Like, why is it that people think, like, women always want to be the victim all the time? Like, there's plenty of cases of, like, I've heard stories of women that were, you know, married to guys that had a lot of money and power, and they were like billionaires, and the guy didn't treat them right, and they just left, like, with their car and a few things in their car, and they just started their own life without them. I mean, you don't have to be a freaking victim every time. Just go and start your life on it. If it's really that bad, just start your life on your own.
The problem is with a lot of this
really not
female empowerment stuff, like the women don't know how to be cool. Excuse the pun. They don't know how to be like really strong women without first bullying the men that are supposedly putting them down.
Yeah, the best way, like they say, the best way of revenge is, you know, like living well.
Yep.
All you can do is start with whatever you had. Like, if somebody takes everything from you, just start with whatever is left of that, and then do the best you can, and just start your life over. And the best thing is, like, if Nora really is that strong of a woman, then why did she wait until she was dying for it to occur to her that she was sad to Mr. Freeze? If she was really that sad the whole time, then she should have left a long time ago.
That's why, to me, the
doesn't make any sense.
The pinnacle Nora, like, what made the story so tragic and sad is what happened to Nora. Like, the Arkham series took Nora and they brought her to even higher heights, because the story of Nora usually is, according to the animated series creator, because Nora, Ferris Boyle, all these elements of Mr. Freeze's origin, that was all Paul Dini. Like, that was, you know, the animated series cast and crew. That was them. Nora did not exist in the comic books, ever. Mr. Freeze was just this regular, you know, ice villain. No different, really, than Captain Cold, other than he was just like this balding guy. Right? He wasn't a scientist. His origin kept changing for how he was changed into Mr. Freeze. And when they went about to make their, you know, their show, they were like, how can we basically change this? Mr. Freeze reminds me from Joker from Flashpoint. Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for the super chat, Jimbo. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
Huh? Oh, right.
How can we change this?
Oh yeah, by the way, guys and gals, this is on hard mode right now, so that's why it's taking so long to kill this guy. See, it's not that this is a hard enemy again. It's going to take you forever to kill the enemies because reasons.
Well, for one thing, I think that making her have cancer is really stupid, because it should be a disease that people would find a cure for in the future, and I don't think we're ever going to find a cure for cancer. I'm not trying to be that.
There's too many types of cancer.
I just don't think that they're ever going to find a cure from cancer, so I think it should be a disease that people don't... It should be a disease that no one else has but his wife, and that's why he's the only one who can solve it. If it was cancer, he could just take her to the hospital and they could just do the drug treatments they do on everyone with cancer. We already have quote-unquote cures for cancer.
I wouldn't get into that. You'll get the video demonetized and erased.
Oh, I know. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just doing air quotes on my own.
Air quotes is fine.
I can't talk. I know what I can't talk about.
Yeah, but basically...
I'm just saying that's stupid because the whole idea is that he was a scientist, so he was working on a cure himself. He's obviously not going to cure cancer on his own.
That's why it shows that the writer doesn't understand, like, how Mr. Freeze came to be, especially in the modern age. Like, 30 years ago, they had it right. Like, he was a brilliant scientist. He had a great job. He had a loving family. He didn't need to be a villain, but he hit a wall in his research, right? Like, there were only so many things that he could do, and he, you know, he had to take the moral ambiguity and steal the company's money, like from Ferris Boyle, because there was no other way that he could save his wife. And he even realized he couldn't save Nora, so he created that cryogenic, coffin, essentially, for her, or cryogenic stasis tube, like, using that guy's money. Like, all of his money.
Oh, wow.
Like, he promised that he was going to build Ferris Boyle, like, some type of weapons.
Oh, but he didn't.
No, he lied. He made up these mock designs, and then he found a way of creating this technology that would stabilize his wife.
Oh, I didn't understand that first part of it.
Yeah.
I thought that he was purposely working, like, he could work on whatever he wanted for Ferris Boyle.
No, he used... That's why it was, you know, why Ferris Boyle was so mad, is because, you know, his funding was basically being used to do something other than what, you know, he was ordered to do.
Okay, thank you for the super chat, Kirkwood Chocolate.
Basically. Yep. And that's why there was a confrontation.
Alright. Thank you for the highlighted message, John Doe. Says Mr. Freeze. One Bad Day comic is a one-off story. It is not canon to current DC comics. But I do hate that they ruined Mr. Freeze in that story, says John Doe.
Yeah, One Bad Day, supposedly they say is non-canon, but remember, John, they said Batman Urban Legends wasn't canon either. And this game, you know, has a very similar approach to Mr. Freeze as well. He goes crazy after his wife dumps him. I'm just saying, they can say it's not canon, but then they go and they screw things up, so... You never know. I don't trust them when they say it's not canon. I used to. I just used to be like, oh yeah, okay, that's an interesting take. It's not canon, and then it ends up being canon. But I have a feeling DC Comics is going to get erased anyway, because I think in 2 months we're going to find out what James Gunn's plan is, and I guarantee you it's going to involve, like, changing up the comics and everything too, so...
Whatever happened to the Cape Crusader show, says Jimbo.
Cape Crusader show? They're still, like, basically shopping around for a network. They have nobody wants the show right now.
Yep,
Still.
I saw what your comment was on Kirkwood. I don't think that's the kind of cancer that she had.
I've got line of sight.
Wow, no. Nora's a woman.
Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you, John Doe. Thank you, Kirkwood. Thanks for the super chats, you guys. You guys are breathtaking. Thank you, guys.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what... I mean, I'm not trying to... I'm just saying, like, it should be a kind of disease that... You know, number one, I feel like the thing with cancer is way too close to home for people, that it should be something that's in a comic book and doesn't hurt people reading it. And secondly, it should be a disease that he actually has a way of solving as a scientist.
Well, he was the only one in the original universes and stuff like that. He's the only person who can cure it, or not cure it. He's the only person who has, like, research that can basically stabilize somebody, because he hit an end, like, in the medical field. There was nothing more he could do.
Yeah.
Like, out of desperation, he created on a whim.
Because there was no answer to it at the present time.
And at great risk to himself, he created that too. Like, he literally risked everything to try to save his wife.
He risked his entire career. He risked all his finances.
Risked his life.
He risked his life, and he risked going to jail, and he risked losing his job, and he risked losing everything. Because he wanted to save his wife, and I mean, it's
There's no greater, like, tragic story than that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you wouldn't do that for someone that you hated. I mean, if you really were, it doesn't really fit the MO, as they say. Because if you really did, quote-unquote, hate your wife or abuse her, once she was gonna die, you'd be like, oh, good, you're dead, and then you'd call her a bad word. Because that's how abusive people are. They don't care if someone dies. He wouldn't care. If he really didn't love her, he wouldn't care if she died. Like, he wouldn't want to... Why would you want, if you abuse somebody, why would you kind of keep them around to keep abusing them? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
No abuser would ever do that. They would just move on to the next person. They wouldn't care. It just doesn't make any sense. I just think that people don't understand how marriage or love works.
Of course they don't, especially ones that come from broken homes.
I also find this very weird, like, the whole idea of... I just find it weird, like, when people are like, yeah, Batgirl's dad wouldn't let her do this, or blah, 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 or Mr. Freeze's, you know, or Nora's husband wouldn't let her do this. All this stuff like, oh, women weren't allowed to do this because blah, blah, blah. Really? Like, so women are being put down all the time by men? Where, though? Where's the law that says I have to obey all men? We're not in the Puritan days where I can't walk from one town to the other without being accompanied by a man. I can go from one town to the other without a man there.
Yep.
And as far as I know, I can pay my taxes online without a man. I can do anything I want. I don't need a man to do anything. I can walk anywhere I want.
Please do that. Please do that.
What?
I would totally be okay with that. You can balance the books. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I think most men would be glad if their wives helped out more.
Yep, I'd sleep more.
So I'm just saying, like, it's just so weird. I will try to help you more with that. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
No. You already... I'm just
saying,
you help out with, like, where the money goes. I balance the budget.
Honey, I will try to do more. But all I'm saying is...
You get stressed.
This idea, as if women... This whole idea, this lie online, that men are always putting women down is such a lie, because this is not true.
Inside, Red Hood.
In fact, I mean, if anything, I would say women put men down more than men put women down in marriages, because women always tell men what to do. They're always saying, we need to go to this event. We need to do this. You're going to wear that sweater for the picture. You will be having Christmas at Aunt Helen's house.
Bee costume.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in what universe are, you know, like, people that think that, you know, like, it's funny because, like, sometimes when I'm streaming late at night, I get people asking me, like, does Luke allow you to do this? Does Luke allow you to do this? I'm like, in what universe? I said, if you think that Luke is the one calling the shots in marriage, I said, you obviously never been married. I was like, and then, you know, sometimes Chad is here and he's like, yep, Amber knows what she's talking about. It's like, like someone, like some, or like, you know, like, oh, if you do something wrong, like, will you be afraid? It's like, I think Luke is more apt to be afraid of me. I think Luke is more worried about doing what makes me happy than the other way around. I think like people who have this odd idea that men are always putting women down in marriage obviously have never been married. Never. Because if they ever had, they would realize that it's the complete opposite is true.
But the thing is, people actually, there were writers who, like, came from, like, broken homes or, you know, messed up, like, family situations that were still able to write. They were still able to do their research. They were still able to make compelling and interesting characters. And now today, it's like just about every author that writes for DC Comics, like, they all add some type of self-insert that's all just, like, backwards thinking. Like, every single one of them.
Yeah, I mean, just because...
To the point where it's becoming kind of laughable.
It's just weird because just because you, the author, come from a broken home doesn't mean 90% of people do come from that kind of home.
Right. And that's why they don't let Spider-Man be happy either.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to write, like, you know, normal things.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
It's just very weird. It's just really weird. Like, the whole thing is weird.
Even Batgirl and Nightwing's relationship, which is cute sometimes, like, the writer doesn't really... you can tell he doesn't know how to write relationships. Like Tom Taylor, his Batgirl and Nightwing stuff it's cute, but it's kind of like middle school love.
Yeah.
Like middle schoolers.
Yeah, it's like they're adults, but they're acting like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what, but,
it's like he doesn't know how to write past the puppy love stage.
When I was
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that when I was taking, classes for my culinary and stuff, and we had to take classes on, like, like stress management, interacting with other humans, and stuff like that, like knowing your personality type, knowing how to deal with stressful people, relationships, stressful situations, stuff like that, like mental health and everything. It just, like, a lot of these comic book writers sound like they just are either mentally disturbed, or they just don't know, they don't have very good people skills, they don't have they've never taken, like, courses on how to deal with relationships with people, like whether in the workplace or in family situations, because the way they're writing these people is completely unnatural. Like, oh my gosh, she told me that I should stay home and be barefoot. Oh no. It's like, well, he doesn't have a gun to your head. Like, why? You can't walk out the door and be like, hey, hubby, you told me I should stay home and be barefoot. By the way, thank you for the suggestion, but I'm putting on shoes and I'm going to the mall today. Thanks, though, for the suggestion. Bye. I don't understand how hard that would be. It really makes, it just is completely weird.
Yep. It is.
Everything that they're writing is like, they're just mentally unable to deal with they can't deal with. That's one thing, like, we had to learn in culinary and stuff, how to deal with conflict. You disagree with somebody, they really want you to do this and you don't want to do that, and you're at the workforce with them and you have to work with them. Well, you can't give in to them all the time. You obviously have to stand your ground, and you have to figure out how to do that. And it's like the people writing this stuff have never stood their ground against someone they disagree with in their life. It's like they're all 5 years old emotionally inside, which honestly is sad. It's like, why would mentally disturbed people be the people writing all the comic books?
Because they can't get jobs anywhere else.
That's all they can get is a job of a writer, because they can't handle a real work environment. Like, I don't know.
In the guy's defense, though, he has written other things that are good, but this was just, like, apparently for a lot of people that are his fan of his, like, superhero writings, this was just, like, really bizarre for him. Like, I wouldn't say he was one of the good writers, but he's not usually one of the loony ones.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, so out of left field.
Yeah, it's just...
Or he could be hiding that's his real personality. Or maybe he had a bad day. Or he didn't understand the character of Mr. Freeze. There's a lot of things. Because remember, before 1992, Mr. Freeze was not a very interesting character.
I think that people writing these old characters, though, I think people just don't even understand, like... I think our modern people do not understand characters that were written. I don't know how to get into this.
Really into
this. I think in general, like, older characters like Nora, who would stay at home, and like 50s wives and stuff like this. Like,
she wasn't a 50s wife. You don't remember? Don't you know what Nora did?
What did she do? She was a scientist as well. I forgot. She was...
The Arnold movie said she was a scientist.
Oh, wow.
No, she was not a scientist. Nora Freeze was a famous DC World ballerina.
Oh, wow.
That's why...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. So she had a great job, actually.
Nope,
yes.
Not sorry.
She was a famous ballerina that she and Victor, like, ran into each other when he was a graduate student at Gotham University.
Yeah, but I think
and she was studying dance, and they got together, and then he worked he was a doctor. He worked in the medical field before he became a scientist. And then she got sick, and he had to leave his profession as a doctor. Like, this is the Paul Dini DC Comics, like, pre-52 thing, because remember, the Heart of Ice thing, they don't really go a lot into Mr. Freeze's origin. So, after that, he ended up becoming a scientist, and he basically broke down every barrier he could to try to find a cure for her. And even that, Nora, she didn't want... She saw all the stress that was being put through, you know, Victor trying to save her, and she just wanted to spend whatever time she had left with him, but he was like, no, I can't lose you. You're my whole life. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, reluctantly, she agreed to go through the cryogenic, you know, procedure, and she was frozen because, you know, it was destroying Victor to think of, you know, not having her. And then, in a sense, him in his frozen suit gave him time to really think about, you know, things over many, many years. And the tragedy was when he was able to have Nora frozen for however long it was. They don't say in the animated series, but she was, you know, saved at the end of the Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero movie. But Mr. Freeze was so ostracized from society and from his condition that he was just so worried how his wife would think about him, and she waited for him. They don't say how long she waited, but she did wait for him.
Yeah.
And then she stopped waiting and got remarried because she fell in love with the doctor who saved her life.
Oh, wow.
And that was sad. That was tragic. But she waited for years for him to come to her, and he never did. Because he couldn't face her. Because of all the terrible things he did. That's Shakespearean tragedy. That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, that is really well written, even though it is sad.
That's very sad.
I think that
the regulators have big plans.
That makes your eyes like water, you know? It's like it's
I think that
that's tragic.
Real true love
Perhaps
is
Mr. Freeze
really
might know what his old associates are up to.
no, like they say on The Princess Bride, you know, like real true love. It's something that happens once in like a long time. To, you know, like even people say, like if you find your soulmate or something, then it's something that rarely happens. Somebody that, you know, like, you know, a lot of people, like, I don't want to get into it, but I think a lot of people are very happily married and love each other very much. But I think that some people have a deep connection that's even deeper than love. Like they're true, you know, they have true love and they have such a huge connection, like they true love. I think that that's what Nora and Mr. Freeze had, like soulmates.
Black hair.
I think that modern society does not understand that, and they see it as obsession. They don't understand that it was actually love, because they don't
have love in their lives. They don't know
what, they have never seen that. You know, and it is true that some people do. Well,
assault in progress at Blackgate prison.
Yep, Blackgate mission time.
They're trying to get Freeze out. We need all available units. I repeat, we need.
We don't have much time. Take the drone. It'll get you to the prison faster.
Blackgate. Here we go. But yeah, also the animated series made Mr. Freeze's wife a ballerina too. When he actually carved like the little ice thing of her, and she was behind the glass, like she was a ballerina. They were actually supposed to do a full origin story for Mr. Freeze, like in the animated series, but they ran out of time. So they were like just making it kind of ambiguous and hinting at certain things is what they did. And then when they had more time to actually write out a story, they wrote a story for DC Comics.
I think that people like...
The regulators have breached the prison's perimeters and are making their way to Freeze's cell. The guards are completely...
Do you want to know what I'm going to find funny? They showed Red Hood get here on the Flying Fox thing, right? And now Robin will just randomly appear. It's like, how did Robin get here? Did he take the bus?
Yeah, I know, right?
They said, remember, Lucius Fox says that thing only has room for one. So how did Red Robin get there?
I think that people get very upset when they have someone they fall in love with or something, and they get married, and it's not perfect. Their relationship isn't perfect. Like maybe there's fights or something, and then they look at a story like Nora and Mr. Freeze, and they're angry, and then they think this can't be real, and they get frustrated, and then they might want to write it a different way. But I think that what they don't understand is true love. Even if you have true love, it doesn't mean that you might not argue or disagree with the person that you love. It means that no matter what, you're always going to stay together.
Well, let me put it to people this way.
What they don't understand is true love is imperfect because you're two imperfect people that are in love.
You love your family, you live with your family. How often growing up did you fight with your family and then say, I don't think it's going to work out, we need to, you know, part ways? It's like you get mad at your family, your wife becomes your family. She becomes your, not your extended family, she is your top priority. And then your family becomes your extended family. They take second, you know, priority over your wife. Your wife and kids, if you're blessed with kids, they're your number one. Your number two would be your mom and dad, and your number three would be your grandparents, your friends, that kind of stuff. Like, that's how the priority would your family would go. So when you argued with your parents, especially during your teenage phase, I'm sure some people said, you know, I want nothing to do with you, I'm breaking things off. But, like, if you do that same thing to your wife, who is supposed to be your top-tier priority, S-tier,
Belfry,
and you get in a huge fight and then you say, I can't be with you because we had a fight. It's like, boo-hoo, you had one fight, work it out. You know? Even if you have 50 fights, work it out. You know, as long as she doesn't cut off a limb, work it out. You know? It's...
Yeah.
There's some things that you can't work out, but just like regular fights, like disagreeing on finances or whatever, you know, if you guys cheat on each other, that's a whole another can of worms. That's something that, you know, either you need to get a counselor involved or you really, really need to think about where you're going to go from there. But if it's nothing like super serious and you just like want to call it quits, I challenge people to try to work it out because you've spent so much time with this person that, you know, you deserve each other to try to find some common ground like you used to. And it's possible you might actually be able to surprise yourself, but people give up too much.
Yeah, they think that...
And then they write these terrible stories.
They think true love means you never disagree, you never fight, there's never any bad days. You know, you could have a day where you disagree a lot and get upset with each other, and then the next day could be, you know, you could just remember like why you guys fell in love in the first place, and then you're like, oh, you know what, I am really sorry, and you just work out and you have, you know, so much more, you know, thousands more wonderful things.
I think the most heartbreaking thing about the whole Mr. Freeze thing, like when it's written well, like I will admit, I broke down when Nora said in Arkham Knight that she was aware of everything happening. Like, even though she was asleep and she couldn't move, she heard and she felt everything that her husband had gone through for like 15 years.
Yeah.
She knew, she heard about the news, she knew about the people he hurt, and there was nothing she could do. She couldn't comfort him, she couldn't confront him, she couldn't do anything to try to get him to move past this essentially prison he created for himself.
She felt all of his pain in real time as he was feeling it.
And then when his entire research was literally sunk by the bad guys, she was just like, there's nothing more you can do, you know, I don't want to go back in there so you can like basically waste another 20 years of your life. She loved him that much that she didn't want him to cause himself any more pain. I still believe that Mr. Freeze was mortally wounded, though. Like, I feel like based on what happened in Arkham Knight and his technology being destroyed and his research and his suit being damaged and, you know, I just don't see him, like, almost like kind of a Romeo and Juliet thing where he just didn't repair his suit. Like, he just, like, spent his last days with his wife, and that's why Batman didn't pursue them.
Yeah, I think, like, because, like, sometimes, like,
which again,
you know, like,
sad.
It's funny because like sometimes like people look up to us and are just like, oh, like I want to be like you guys, couples goals, and then they end up, you know, getting together with someone that they love and stuff, and then after their first fight, they're like, we broke up and it didn't work out. They're like, how did you guys do this? Like, well, we didn't give up. Like, I don't know why you guys gave up after one argument.
Yeah, but people miss like one of the core aspects of us. It's not just that we love each other. There's a huge thing that isn't really a big secret, but our faith plays a big role. Like Amber and I, you know, we try to do what the Bible says, and we try to, you know, honor and love one another the way that we believe we're supposed to, and you know, that's a huge part of who we are. It's not just like, oh, you know, it's a part of our life that we don't shut off. Like,
yeah,
it's in our catchphrase, for crying out loud, to some extent.
I do believe that very deeply. To, you know, it's not. You know, we can't just do what we believe. We have to do what you know, what God would want us to do.
Because I've had some horrible, sad emails from people saying that they tried to base their life after us and it didn't work. And it's like when I ask them certain questions, it's just like, okay, like, well, what was this about? And they're like, well, we had this huge fight where she threw like a vase at me and that was it. It's like, damn, only one vase?
Stuck in there this whole time.
Only one? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
can you open the door to Freeze's cell?
I mean, Luke is married to a Viking, so he's seen a.
I haven't had any spears chucked at me, but
Yeah, that's why Luke won't. There's a reason Luke won't allow a spear.
If I can figure out
yeah.
When women get emotional, they get emotional.
I can dodge certain objects, but I don't think I'd be able to dodge a spear. I'm not that nimble. Maybe in my younger days I could, you know, Jackie Chan style, like do a cool flip as Amber tosses like this massive spear at me. But the smaller objects I can either catch or I can like evade. So it's
like,
not like
when I first, like, when I remember staying with this couple when Luke and I were about to get married, and I remember talking to them, and they were saying if you could make it past the first day of marriage, and then if you can make it past the first year, they were like, you'll probably stay married forever. Because they said it's going to be the hardest. Like
that was good advice.
The first day, and then they told me also that they said the first day after they came home for their honeymoon, and these people have been married for like 40 years, they said they had a horrible fight about their family, and family is the #1 thing people fight about because it is very stressful. And they had a fight, and they were throwing plates at each other. They threw almost all their plates at each other. And then after that day, that was like the first day they were married, and after that day, they made up, and they really hardly ever fought again like that ever again.
Well, they didn't have plates anymore.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, people don't understand that marriage is very hard. It's very stressful. You're literally two people that have to merge your ideas together and become one person.
Fusion!
And, you know,
Dragon Ball turn.
And Vegeta and Goku, when they fuse, Vegeta isn't very happy about it. So, but they are stronger together. So just remember, you're Vegeta and Goku fusing together.
I would have preferred to be Goku and Chi-Chi, but yeah.
Goku and Chi-Chi, there you go, fusing together. So, yeah.
But I mean, it does feel sometimes that Vegeta, when he's working with Goku, he does act like a lady sometimes.
I think
very emotional, angry.
Oh yeah, he does. I think that the reason why people keep changing Mr. Freeze and Nora is because it is such a perfect love story. It was so beautifully written.
They can't add to it, so they have to ruin it.
It is a perfect story about what a man would be willing to do for their wife. And I think, like, I remember when I first heard that story when because I think I hadn't really seen that episode. I had seen some of the animated series, but I hadn't seen all of it. And when Luke and I either first got engaged or first got married, Luke and I were watching that, and I remember with tears in my eyes saying to Luke, like, well, if his wife was dying, why wouldn't he just marry another girl? There's plenty of other women that are pretty out there. Why would she be so important? He could just marry anyone. And I remember Luke telling me, like, no, because she is in his heart. And she could never not be in his heart again. She's part of him. They're literally fused together. She's in his heart, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if there was a girl that looked exactly like her or had a better personality or a better body or anything. It wouldn't matter. She's in his heart. Nora, he let Nora into his heart.
They're not Nora.
It doesn't matter. Even if there was someone quote-unquote better than her, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be good enough for him because...
That's what I wish they would have, like, they kind of teased some of that with Arnold, like, they had Poison Ivy, like, hitting on him and stuff like that, and she tried to unplug Mrs. Freeze and stuff like that.
And I finally realized that, and, you know, I think, like, me, you know, seeing that story, I realized, oh my gosh, like, you know, like, people really do, you realize that this was written by somebody, and you realize love is real when you read that story. You realize this was written by somebody, and they know that love is real.
Well, I mean, the difference is, like, when Nora is actually written well, I just have to say it, like, most of the people who write it, they come from, like, you know, very happy marriages, and, you know, they have a lot of really good life experience when it comes to their writing. Like, yes, they're able to write tragedy and they're able to write really good detective stuff, but when it comes to romance and it comes to, you know, tragedy from family illness and stuff like that, a lot of these writers were really good at portraying, like, the sadness and also, like, sometimes the hope, like Mr. Freeze had, especially with Nora. And then, eventually, they just got really weird and they were like, well, I mean, we've done the happy couple thing for so long, it's like, we're gonna have Nora driven crazy from being, you know, thought out and stuff like that, and we're gonna have her become a supervillain that is gonna be the exact opposite of Mr. Freeze. Like, she's gonna be like a fire character or something like that, and it's gonna add more of a dimension to them because they won't be able to touch each other because one's fire, one's ice. It's like, okay, I guess that's something, but
yeah, I just think that makes it so tacky though, because the whole point.
Yeah,
of the
it didn't work very well. Like, that was, like, near the end of, right before Flashpoint that they did that. Like, where they turned Nora into, like, this fire villain. Which I don't even remember why they did it. I think it was connected to a Grant Morrison thing, but I don't remember. Like, I didn't really like it. It was like, eh. It was kind of tacky. But as tacky as that was, like, what they've done to Mr. Freeze, like, the past 10 years, and even recently, is way worse. Because at least it was still Nora, and sometimes beneath the madness and the sadness, you could still see that it was still Nora. You know, it was heartbreaking a little bit that she was turned into a villain because of the treatment that her husband did. That was sad.
But the thing is, like, that's what, I mean, like, her just agreeing with her husband, but at the same time loving him. I mean, that's what love is. Like, she may not agree with everything he did, but she still loves him. Like, that's, like, ultimate love, like, right there, because...
Even the R-rated, like, Harley Quinn show, like, they basically had Mr. Freeze sacrifice himself to save his wife. Like, she needed a blood transfusion, and, you know, her pod was opened up, and, you know, they found a way of basically saving Nora and, you know, giving her some of, like, Mr. Freeze's abilities or whatever, but it would cost him his life, and he didn't even hesitate. He did the transfusion, he held her hand, he said hello to her, you know, for the first time in probably 20 years, and then he died. And it was, for a comedy show, it was pretty intense. It was like, wow. But then, unfortunately, they went and they made Nora, I don't even know how to say this, they turned her into a floozy girl.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, basically any man that walked in front of her, Nora would chase after.
See, that's weird because it kind of taints the whole idea, because obviously Mr. Freeze loved her for a reason. Why would he love a girl that acts like that? He couldn't have deep love for somebody that is... It
was an R-rated comedy show.
So
I mean,
like,
they had to do something with her character, I guess. So they're like, you want to know what nobody ever saw Mrs. Freeze act like? Yeah.
I mean, people do change. Like, sometimes...
combination. Enclosed spaces and explosives.
Like, if women, if their husbands die or they get divorced, sometimes they do change their personality.
Suicide.
He must still be recovering from your encounter at Elliot Center. You might still be able to catch him.
I'll get him.
Oh, my hand's asleep. Blackgate Goons, I think. One sec, honey. Rumble in jail.
No, that's fine. You made me You said a lot of kind things. Thank you.
I did something wrong?
No, you said some very kind things.
Oh, I don't even remember saying anything kind. Not really kind keeping you up past your bedtime, though.
What? Oh my gosh, this again! Oh my gosh, as if it's not my decision if I would walk upstairs or not. If I really was tired, could I not speak? Is somebody closing my mouth with duct tape at this point? I can't speak out loud for myself? What is this whole thing? People saying women can't stand up for themselves. I could easily say. It's my decision to stay up.
Breeze has a Mac now?
I could easily speak out loud and say, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, please. And then I would just go. No one is nailing my feet to the floor.
Oh, that'd be painful.
Right, but I don't know why people keep thinking like I don't know.
Oh, before I forget, after we clear out these bad guys, do you have electric abilities, by the way?
I don't know. Do you want me to switch my suit?
Well, no, switch your gadgetry and stuff like that.
I have cryo.
Like the cryo suit would help, but
It is what I have, and then I don't have any. I don't really have this. You want me to do electric like this?
Yep, electric bow staff would work.
I don't have any ranged things.
Because Mr. Freeze's suit, like it's only vulnerable to electricity now. Like because he's in that weird walker thing. Oh great. I only have fire. Ha!
I mean that's what I get. I get kind of nervous. What I get really annoyed at. I'm not trying
Darn.
to. I'm trying to be rude, but like sometimes people stand up for me, and like I just get a little like it's nice, but at the same time it's kind of like okay, well, like I don't want to be that person, but I can stand up for myself.
Of course you can.
Like I don't need like sometimes people get over like people say things in the chat like Amber might not want to do this. It's like if I didn't want to do it, I think I would say it.
Yeah, you would. Okay. Here we go. My arm's asleep. This is the dumbest boss battle ever. Just so you know, this will take a while.
Oh, that does not look good.
Oh boy.
I told you before. Letting me die would have been easier. Now, nothing can stop what's
It's
coming.
Spider Freeze! I'm an exception, okay. Chilly boss fight.
Soon, the world will feel the cold as I do.
The generic villain is now generic.
Generic villain is generic.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, that didn't help. Oh, dang it.
Sorry, Tina, to scream. Oh, here we go.
I don't think you're gonna make it, but you can try. Ooh. Well.
It's fine. Just leave me. Save yourself. I'm gonna die anyway. Luke! Oh, wow. You saved me.
Haha. Oh.
Yeah, I'm on one magic.
Ooh.
Well, I enjoyed that discussion. I think that was sweet.
Watch out!
I think that Mr. Freeze is one of the kindest, most loving people ever. And, I mean, it's just a picture of it's just a picture of true love. Really. They're just wrecking and continue to wreck.
I mean, they don't want any of Batman's villains to... Well, no, I take that back. They only want the female villains to be ones that you should feel sorry for.
Yeah, but that just... It just... So... What I hate is that's what I hate, is when people are like... Even online, when random people are in the chat that are just like, Amber might not want to do that. Like, you don't know me. And you don't have this... The only person that can stand up for me really is my husband. Like, you don't know what I want to do. Like, I can easily stand up for myself. Like, so I don't really like how they do this thing with, like, you know, why are they trying to make all the female villains sympathetic? I mean, if I was a female villain, I would want to be completely misunderstood. I wouldn't want anyone to be sympathetic to me. I would want everyone to hate me, because that's what a great villain is. Someone everyone hates. If everyone's sympathetic for you, you're not really a villain. You're this wimpy villain. It's just stupid. The best kind of villain is somebody that everyone hates, but no one can do anything about. You know, nobody can take you down. Everyone hates you, but there's nothing they can do. You're in control, and that's the best kind of villain. And they can't even make, by making all the women so sympathetic, they're making them terrible villains, making them weak. It's just really sad, honestly. As if we couldn't... Oh, I'm afraid that this one villain won't get enough people understanding them. If I don't write dialogue in the game that says they were misunderstood. Whatever. It's just sad.
Yep. I hate this Spider-Mech guy. Well, thank you for distracting him.
That's okay.
Wait, where did you die?
I don't know.
Yikes! Working on it!
Why can't the male villains be sympathetic too, says John Bill.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Okay, I could really use some help.
Woohoo!
Sleeping on the job.
Saved you again.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I almost feel sorry for
You almost feel sorry for me? Ow. Says the guy in a giant spider mech. Oh, one hit. Holy crap. I don't think we're gonna be able to beat him on hard mode. If I had like, if I had electric guns, I don't have electric guns.
Oh
I have fire guns, and I have electric like close range weapons. Ow.
I can't believe I did this.
Yeah, like we've literally poured all our heart and soul into this fight, and it's like.
It's my own fault. I mean, I didn't have any.
It'll be fine, Robin.
Don't worry, if things get too rough, I'll just switch it to normal.
I cannot believe that they would change the Mr. Freeze like that.
Of course they would. Why wouldn't they?
He was such a kind, loving person that loved his wife so much. Why would they have to ruin that?
But they just ruined Tim Drake and a bunch of other characters this year. Why wouldn't they ruin, like, another very important Batman character? It's because these people like to destroy instead of build up. They like to take other people's genius creations and, you know, writings, and then just basically ruin it because they don't know how to create and make something good. They only know how to take other people's work, mess with it, and then more often than not they ruin it, or at least they, you know. And then they get all upset when people like criticize them. It's like, you took somebody's established work that was far better than you and you made it worse. Rather than work with the blueprint you were given, you completely chucked it out the window and said your garbage was better. When it was 1,000,000 times worse.
Yeah.
And the only thing that you have to claim to fame about is people talking about how bad it is. And telling people don't buy this because this is what you're in for. That doesn't help you sell comics. If anything, that doesn't really help your reputation at all. you might have a few weirdos on Twitter be like, oh, okay, well, you know, there are a bunch of people that don't like this, so I'm going to buy this just out of spite. It's like, then you're just spite buying, and, you know, it doesn't even work out that way. Like, most people say, oh, I'm going to buy this out of spite, but they never do. You know, they're just like, oh, this person doesn't like this. But it's like, there's a reason why people are speaking out about, like, something being bad, though. Because it's terrible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean it.
If I switch to normal now, we might actually be able to beat him.
I'm so sorry. I feel terrible.
I want to see if I can actually prove myself right.
I don't know. I think there's just so many things wrong with people's mentality. I just can't even. I don't even know what to say.
See, it took down. So now, actually, probably causing more pain now.
I feel like there's a whole like modern society thing where it's this whole thing of women saying like blah 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 blah. I don't need a man. I find that very weird statement to make because they don't really need women either. They want to love, you know, men. I mean, some men would want to love a woman, and some women would want to love a man, and you know, get married and stuff. And it's just.
Do you see the difference though?
I don't know. It's just. I just.
Like, do you see how much hard mode actually nerfs your weapons and everything? Like, look how much damage I'm doing to him now on normal mode.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's really no reason to play hard mode unless you just really, like, are a sucker for punishment, because you're going to take what essentially is just a 10-minute boss fight and you're going to turn it into, like, 3 hours. Or longer.
Yeah, I'm out of power. I just feel like the whole idea of, like, Mr. Freeze going through all this work for Nora because he wants her at home, he wants her around. Like, men want a woman around. Do people not understand that women also want a man around? It goes both ways. Nora also loves Mr. Freeze. She also misses Mr. Freeze. She also needs Mr. Freeze. It goes both ways. They just can't even comprehend that. Oh, I'm just done with it. I can't even think about it.
Still alive.
Oh my god.
Appreciate the hand.
That's okay. We can't, we have to wait until we beat this section of him so that we can get to a point where we can grapple.
Alright, thank you for the super chats, guys, gals. I'm gonna try to not die.
It'll be fine. It's on normal mode now. You were doing really good for hard mode.
Look, I wasn't. I was failing so bad.
Anyone would fail playing hard mode. Hard mode's just cheese.
Normally,
Did anyone noteworthy write this game? No. The lady who wrote this game's an idiot. As far as I know, she doesn't have any other important writing credit at all. I've never heard of her. We got this? Probably. Phase 2! Ow!
Belfry! He's freezing the harbor! We need to get everyone clear!
That will change nothing. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
And Jen Rubel super chatted, says I'm playing Arkham Knight right now.
Good.
And thank you, Jimbo, and thank you, Jen Rubel, for the super chat.
Grapple, honey, grapple.
This night will be your tomb.
Bang, 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 bang.
I have mastered the elements. Even together, you know that.
There you go, good job. Use that electric staff.
I'm just looking Final Fantasy.
That's right. We're only a couple weeks away until the new Final Fantasy. Well, it's not really a new Final Fantasy game. It was on,
Oh, I wish I could
PSP.
Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy VII.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy. The question is, are we going to play it on PS5 or should we do it on Nintendo Switch?
What are we talking about? Are we talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake next chapter?
It's not really a next chapter. It's the original Final Fantasy VII. The story of Zack, Aerith, and Cloud and Tifa. It's getting re-released with a HD remastered. It actually looks really good.
So it's gonna be the original. Oh my god.
It's the HD remastered of the PSP game that came out 10, 12 years ago.
Not on my watch.
And I've never got a chance to look at that on YouTube, so I'm planning on doing that as part of our December games.
I wonder if her name will be Aerith or Aerith in it.
Probably be Aerith.
Because it was interesting to see that her name was two different names depending on if you got the PC or the other version.
You have to pick your own grapple point.
Oops.
That was my grapple point. Beep, 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 beep.
Oops.
Careful.
No escape from Gotham City.
Okay, now you're gonna want to grapple. There you go. With a cape in your face.
Yeah, it was in my face.
Watch out, he's got you targeted.
Oh, oops. Thank you. I did.
You come help me?
No, Robin, not now, Robin.
You missed.
I think there's just a lot really wrong with people. The fact that all these people are writers, and a writer is such a prestigious job, yet they're all so stupid.
It was a prestigious job.
It's just so weird, like, anyone can write. What do they do? Just grab anyone off the street?
I'm starting to wonder.
Like, you're the new writer. Like, will they grab people working at Good Burger
Oh, well, you can't help me. I'm dead.
Huh? I can help you.
Nope,
Where are you?
I'm stuck up here. I didn't fall down.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The good news is, made it past this checkpoint, so we'll continue this section here.
Oh, gosh.
This is the third phase.
Oh, no.
You might actually beat him, though. It's possible. Let's see, where are you? Where can I... Alright, I'm watching Amber's fight from up here.
I don't see how I could.
Get him, Amber!
I don't see how I could do this.
Chat, cheer on Amber, let's go!
Luke, it's impossible! Oh,
she
no,
died.
thank you for cheering me on.
We tried.
You said too many nice things about me today. You're throwing me off.
Why am I being hit? Abuse!
I'm getting stressed out. Why are you being so nice?
I'm getting stressed out and beating me up. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna freeze you in a cryo chamber and
Watch
keep
out!
you forever.
I don't want to be in a cryo chamber. No, I don't like that. See, I knew we made it to the next phase. How did his random army even get here, though? That's what doesn't really make any sense. Like,
Random army is random.
we're out in the middle of Gotham Bay. How did his army get here? Now, I just really wanted to know what they thought about this, like, when they were doing the storyboard process of this game. Hey, you want to know what would make our Mr. Freeze boss so memorable? What? We turn him into a spider mech. I'm sorry, what?
Spider mech.
Yeah.
Spider mech.
Kids love Transformers.
Kids love the spider mech. Transforming into a spider. Then you don't need to make a good story about. It's a spider mech.
Pew, 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 pew. Uh-oh. It has its sights on me. Oh, hi.
Spider mech, listen, bud. He's got cryogenic blood.
Ah! That was clever. That was very clever. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yoink. Yoink. What now? Oh, I forgot to grapple away. Hi.
Oops, I forgot to grapple away as well. I was listening to you like, oh, you forgot to grapple away, and then I was thinking,
oh.
Oops.
You made me all icy. I'm literally headshotting Freeze. I'm mean.
That was rude.
I know, that was pretty bad of me, wasn't it? Where are you going, Freeze? What's going on? I am bold for just standing there.
How bold of you, Luke?
Ah, I'm frozen. How could you?
Ah! He's coming.
Girl scream.
He's coming. I'm coming for you, Mr. Freeze.
I'm just glad they were finally able to fix co-op. Like, co-op had so many problems when the game first came out. And it's like, it does feel like, especially with Xbox, that they fixed the matchmaking system. You know, because remember how bad it was?
I do. I
cried. Like, the matchmaking system was so bad when this game first came out. It was terrible. And at least now they've improved it after the game's basically dead. They should have had that working, like, they should have made sure everything was working right at the get-go. Like, I don't know why they didn't. Uh-oh.
It's fine. You don't have to help me. Oh gosh.
He's gloating.
So this isn't the weird Mr. Freeze from the comics.
Nope, this is a weird Mr. Freeze. He's evil because his wife dumped him. That's why he's on a rampage, is because
they're always trying to break them up.
He's a toxic male because he can't deal with his wife like breaking up with him, so he stayed a supervillain.
I would become a supervillain if you dumped me.
Oh boy.
Like that one, my girlfriend is a superhero. What's that? Or my ex-girlfriend is a superhero.
I thought it was called My Girlfriend is a Superhero. Oh right, his ex-girlfriend. Right.
Where she's like she has superpowers.
And wasn't the twist that his then current girlfriend got superpowers or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
But his girlfriend who had superpowers, she was really scary with his ex. She was really angry with him too.
Well, yeah, she could literally put a shark in his bed.
Yeah.
Look at that generic like villain laughter. Ha ha. It's over, honey. It's okay. Victory! Wahaha.
Give it up, Freeze. There's nothing left for you to do but surrender.
This was meant to be my greatest creation.
Spider-Mac?
Spider-Mac.
You could have started over. Your life didn't have to be about revenge.
He impaled him.
I would rather die knowing what I am than live in a lie.
That would be your cue to leave. The bat drone is on approach to pick you up.
Put me back in my cell if you must.
Okay.
Wait, he impaled him?
He threw him on an icicle.
Why would he do that?
There's nothing left for me here.
He's a depressed, angry dude. But there's no... There's just nothing to his character anymore. He's just not fun. He's not...
There's like no human connection between Red Hood and Mr. Freeze.
You don't feel bad for Mr. Freeze at all. It's just a dude throwing a tantrum because he got dumped. That's not really relatable. You know, I think Mr. Freeze would be happy that she's alive. You know? And understand that he did bad things.
Back so soon, Master
You know?
Yeah, like at the end of that one Brendan Fraser movie where he's always obsessed with this girl until the very end. He's like, I hope she has a good life, even if I'm not in it. And then his curse is broken at the end because he learns to want something good for her, even if it doesn't affect him.
Yep.
I think that Mr. Freeze would be like that. He would wish for his wife to be happy, even if he can't be in her life, which honestly is the ultimate simp thing, but honestly that is...
Freeze is a simp.
It kind of is for his wife, but I think to be a simp for your spouse is okay.
Okay. Alright, so I think we're all set now. I think we're all set? I think we're all set.
We're all set for tonight. We saved, or we defeated Freeze with a personality that doesn't exist, or I don't really understand. He's unrecognizable Freeze. No Freeze that we know.
Nope. No Freeze that we know. Alright, so anyway, guys and gals, we hit 1,000 views, so we're done. That took 2 hours and 10 minutes. It takes longer and longer to actually get what we need just to limp on. So thanks for that, YouTube. But we had fun. We hope you guys did too. Tomorrow's live streams are Power Rangers and Pokemon. Something else. I think an Ultimate. Possibly Irene's Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. We'll see. And then you guys were reminding us that this week is Thanksgiving, so we will be having our annual Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl. Amber and I will play Thanksgiving foosball badly, so we hope you guys will look forward to that. And only one Pokemon stream tomorrow, because Pokemon didn't do well enough to warrant 2 streams, unfortunately. So... we will probably end up doing the Harley Quinn, or Clayface, like, New Game Plus, like, eventually. I don't know when, probably on the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't, based on how hot it is right now, I don't really have any rush to do it tomorrow, so. And, obviously there is no, stream tonight on my O1 channel. Like, the streams all started much later today. I'm planning on doing it tomorrow, so I'm going to make a temporary thumbnail.
I went later on my stream, and I'm the one who messed that up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
What stream were you going to do tonight, sweetheart?
What's amazing?
Which one did you... What stream were you going to do tonight? Okay.
What, honey?
What stream did I mess up that you were gonna do tonight?
Oh, I was gonna do the Conroy tribute, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I ruined it again.
Oh,
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm the one who was late on my Smash stream, so backed everything up.
It's okay. Zelda was coming to remind you medicine time for both girls, and then I gotta do dishes. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Would you play this game because it's freaking awesome? No. We play it because it's called filler.
We play it because people like us to play Batman things.
Yeah.
So, Injustice, Arkham, this.
Ooh, an Injustice stream would be fun. But I don't know when we'll do that. Maybe we'll do one of those Injustice streams this week. I don't know. We'll see. We have to try to figure out what we're going to be streaming because Pokemon is not hitting. Like, I was really counting on Pokemon doing better than it is.
Honestly, maybe we should move Pokemon to the evening.
Move Pokemon to 8:30 and then do something at 5:30? Like what?
Just start Arkham Origins. Like, just start playing things that people want to see, regardless of... Obviously, new games aren't really working. The new games just suck. Like, nobody's watching them.
Nobody's really watching the old games either, though.
Yeah, but at least it would be a game that... At least we'd have fun playing it, because it's just the new... I mean... Well, I guess we'll think about it for later.
I'll think about stuff while I'm doing the dishes, but Pokemon is tomorrow. Power Rangers is tomorrow. And then, because Power Rangers is a shorter stream, I can easily go and do my... I can do the Nightwing 01 stream afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, guys. We'll catch you later. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night. God bless. Happy gaming.
See ya.